for a game than a display capture. Display capture eats up a lot more resources, so that is something to keep in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and remove, and then click yes. And let's add in an image. So to do that, click on plus image, and I'm going to just add in the OBS logo, and I'm going to find that really quick. All right, so once I found my image, I'll just go ahead and click OK. And I've got the image in here now, and we can see that it is ginormous. So we're gonna go ahead and scale that down. And let's just go ahead and put it over here by me. So we'll go ahead and do this. And now that we've got that, we've got an image, let's go ahead and add in some text. So we'll go to text GDI, and we'll just name this text because we're very creative today. And we're going to tell you guys, thank you for watching. I would say please subscribe, but I feel like that's pushing it too far, guys. If you're this far and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Come on, guys. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and add that in there. So that's how you could add in some text. And let's look at browser sources now. And then we will look at two more things, which is really neat. So to add a browser source, you'll click the plus and then browser. And we're gonna add in a Twitch chat, which is kind of cool. So we'll type in Twitch chat and click OK. And some of these programs support this by default, adding in a Twitch chat, but there's a lot of different reasons why you might want a browser source. So what a browser source does is it takes a specific URL. So this URL, for example, just has this, or a website. So actually, I'll show you that really quick. So if I went to twitch.tv scopes GG and did this, it would actually load my Twitch page. So that's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is go to twitch.tv/scopes GG. And then I'm going to click on chat here, click settings, non-mod settings, and then pop out chat. And then this pop out chat pops up. I'm going to Control A, Control C to copy and paste that. And then I'm going to go back in here, right click properties, and then replace this. If I went too fast for you guys, just maybe try rewatching that again. But the whole purpose of this is you can essentially add in browser sources and stuff like Stream Elements in Streamlabs OBS utilize browser sources for like overlays and alerts and stuff like that. So it's a really good way of doing it. And if we need to resize this, we can. So let's go ahead and resize that to 400 by 600. And that's a little more manageable and kind of fits in this area. So you can see with all of that, we were able to add that in really quick. So another thing that you might want to do for some reason is group things together, and groups are pretty cool. So let's create a group and call this video devices for some reason, right? So if we wanted to, for example, we could put our webcam, which is a video device, and say our monitor together inside of a group, and we could turn them on or off at the same time, lock them together so they don't accidentally get moved, like the other stuff on the screen is able to be moved. And it just gives you some features for organizing stuff, such as your sources inside of your different scenes. The last thing that we're going to look at inside of sources is filters. Filters are actually really, really cool, and they allow you to have some more customization for the different sources inside of OBS. So if you right click, say on a webcam or even your desktop capture, you can click on filters, and then you can add audio filters and stuff like that. So you could set a hard limiter, expand, compressor, gain. You can adjust all of that, add video delay, a bunch of really cool settings. And then you could also do color corrections and things inside of here. So for example, I could do that, and I could change the contrast, brightness, all of that stuff I can do directly here inside of OBS, which is pretty cool. You could also, like I said, do the same thing with audio as well for certain devices, and this can be applied to pretty much any source inside of OBS. When moving from scene to scene inside of OBS, we have options to set our transitions, and we can set those inside of scene transition. And you can see a direct cut looks, in my opinion, absolutely awful. And the fade isn't too bad, but it isn't the best. And we can do some really awesome custom transitions. And I've already made over 100 of them that are pre-rendered for you to download for absolutely free. Check out the video in the description down below. Can't plug that video enough. It's honestly took a lot of time to make them, but I'm super happy that I'm able to provide them to you guys for free. They also come with project files if you need a specific custom color that's not included in the pack of 20 colors. And yeah, so go ahead and check that out if you guys haven't already. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to do those or add the ones that I have in that pack into OBS. So if you want to, go ahead and get those downloaded and then come back here and we'll go ahead and show you how to use them. So to get started, we're going to click on the plus icon and then click Stinger, because that's the type of transition we're going to be using. And I'm going to type in circle. It's late, guys. I apologize. And so now that I've got circle selected, I typed in circle because that's the transition I'm going to use. And then I'm going to browse to where I have my transitions saved. And then I'm going to click circle stinger. And I don't know why the preview is a square, but I promise it is a circle. We'll click that and then make sure time milliseconds is set to frame. And then the transition point is the 45th frame. So we'll select 45th there, and then we can click preview, and we can see there is a perfect transition of where the screen is covered up whenever it swaps from A to B, and it is good. So we'll click OK. Make sure it's selected over here under scene transitions. And now whenever we bounce from scene to scene, it is a seamless transition and it looks very professional. The next panel is the audio mixer. The audio mixer allows you to adjust the volumes of all the different audio devices that you have enabled. So for example, my desktop audio is here and I can adjust that up and down by moving the sliders. And you can also mute stuff such as my microphone, as you can see that's moving right now, just by clicking on these microphones, and then it'll mute them out, and then click it back and it'll allow the audio to start coming through. Also, if you click on the settings gear and click advanced audio properties, it brings up an advanced audio panel. And from here, you can adjust the audio specifically by the audio decibel volume and adjust offset for left and right side, and then the sync offset as well. And then set up audio monitoring if you need to, and even adjust the audio track outputs inside of the audio settings. The last thing we're going to be looking at is studio mode. That is located here in the bottom right hand corner, and studio mode allows you to preview scenes without switching to them on your recording or your live stream. This allows you to edit scenes when you are live or adjust them to queue up the next scene and just have it ready and on hand. So if you click that, you can see here on the right hand side we have program, which is what's live or being recorded currently, and preview allows you to go in and edit stuff without people watching you do it. So if you're on a stream, if you're streaming that is, and you're playing a game and you're in between matches and you want to adjust something, well, what we could do is we could go back here and people are still watching this, and I can come in and be like, you know what, I want to move my chat up, and I can move my chat up. I can go ahead and unlock stuff in here, move them around if that's what I wanted to do. And then whenever I'm done, I'll lock my stuff back down if that's what I wanted to do. And then I'm like, hey, I'm wanting to go to that transition or that scene that I already set up. So what I'll do is make sure that scene's selected in the deck over here in the preview, and then click transition. It'll play my transition, and now it's on the program side. And then I can edit other scenes if I needed. And it's just really good from a production value of being able to kind of hide what edits you're making while you're